Once more, great and lovely people of Biafra, lovers of freedom. This is Star News TV Biafra 1, and today is the 8th day of June 2025. If you are a newcomer or a new member of this wonderful family, kindly click on the red subscribe button, like the program, and then share widely. It is important that people get information on what is happening so that they may as well be informed, because who is informed is carried along and can make informed decision, but that person who is not informed is completely deformed. So the African world media has reported that the federal government of Nigeria, as respondents, have this week received the court papers to appear in court to explain all the human rights abuses in Nigeria. This is in respect of the case of Nnamdi Kanu that is in the Nigerian court, as they abused international laws and treaties to abduct Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya and all other human rights abuses that they have been committing against the good people of Biafra. Now, before this, I want you to recall that on the 30th of August 2023, Dr. David Nyekura Matsanga applied and filed a case against the Nigerian state on their issue with Nnamdi Kanu. He filed a case to the African Court on Human and People's Rights. And these people wasted a whole year and extra months to respond to him. They responded to this man on the 22nd day of April 2025. Now, the funniest thing on their response will show you the evil nature of the Nigerian state. It will show you that ab initio, Nigeria has always wanted to be a corrupt nation. Why do I say this? Now, listen to the response from the Office of the Registrar of the African Court on Human and People's Rights. They said, "Dear Mr. Matsanga, I write in reference to an email from Mr. Lawrence Ndegwa dated 30th August 2023, submitting your claim to the court alleging the abduction and violation of human rights by the Republic of Nigeria against Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, a Nigerian British citizen. Please be informed that the Republic of Nigeria became a state party to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights." I want you to follow this, because this is the catch. This is where they explained everything that will tell you what I just told you earlier. So they say, please be informed that the Republic of Nigeria became a state party to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights on the 22nd of June 1983. And ratified the protocol to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights on the establishment of an African Court on Human and People's Rights. They now went further to say that it happened on the 20th of May 2004. It has not deposited the declaration under Article 34, subsection 6 of the protocol to accept the jurisdiction of the court to consider applications filed by individuals and non-governmental organizations. What does this statement mean? It means that the Nigerian government received an application, a paper, for them to sign and endorse that they are willing to accept any kind of criticism or suits by anyone, any individual or a government official that is going to submit any letter or any case against them. So what they are trying to do is to run away from case. They don't want to submit that letter so that the African Court on Human and People's Rights will now have the legitimate right to now try Nigeria for any crime against human rights. So what they have done is to keep that paper within them and not submit it, because they know if they submit it, then the African court will now have right to do what? To prosecute them anytime they are found wanting. So they have kept that particular document with them and they don't want to submit that document. So what it invariably means is that they don't want any individual or any government or anybody to do what? To sue them, which is a calculated attempt ab initio to continue to commit human rights abuses on citizens of the country, because they will not want you to sue them to court, and that is why they don't want to submit that document that will allow the court to now prosecute them. Have you seen the way this government operates? Now, going further, they said, kindly note that under the protocol, the court can only determine applications submitted by individuals and non-governmental organizations with observer status before the African Commission on Human and People's Rights that have been filed against a state party that has ratified the protocol and deposited the declaration under Article 34, subsection 6 of the protocol with an African Union Commission. So they say that they can only act when any government submits that document to them. That means they have ratified and submitted the document. So Nigeria have ratified, but they have not submitted that document. They kept the document with them. So what it invariably means is that they don't want the commission, the African Court on Human and People's Rights, to sue them for anything. They don't want anybody to sue them through the African court. Now, therefore, in this instance, the court lacks jurisdiction. They say, therefore, because of this, because Nigeria has not submitted this document to them, they lack the jurisdiction to do what? To consider your application, since the Republic of Nigeria has not deposited the declaration. Evil country, evil politicians. They know ab initio that they are committing crimes against humans and they don't want to be prosecuted. Evil people. For this reason, your application cannot be registered for your application cannot be registered. Then I went further to say, for your kind attention and ease of reference, I provide the rules of court which can be found at the court's website. They provided a website and then they signed. So have you seen how dubious, how criminally minded the Nigerian politicians are? They don't want you to fight them on a plain ground, because the African Court on Human and People's Rights will not be in Nigeria. It will now be on a level playing ground for everybody, every African, to now fight for their rights. So they have seen it that they are committing all manner of crimes against humans in Nigeria. They do not want to submit that document that will permit people to sue them to the African Court on Human and People's Rights. So they want to remain in Nigeria as Jagaban that they are. Evil people. Evil people. Dr. David Matsanga, after seeing all of this, discovered how difficult it was for an average citizen of Africa to fight for his or her right. He then penned down a very passionate and painful letter to the peoples of Africa. And I want to hereby read. I pen this with great pain about our continent in the complex tapestry of African politics. The question of the purpose and efficacy of regional and continental organizations such as the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, the Southern African Development Community, SADC, the East African Community, EAC, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, the Common Market for Eastern and South African, COMESA, and the African Union looms large. I ask many questions. Were these organizations conceptualized solely to serve the interests of states, or were they designed to the needs and aspirations of the ordinary citizens they represent? This letter to the citizens and to all our leaders in Africa delves into the origins, functions, and the overall impact of these organizations, examining their role as either facilitators of state administration or as vehicles for citizen empowerment or capture by foreign forces. My letter will contribute towards the reform agenda that these organizations must undergo in order to remain relevant to the citizens who are caught between reforms and collapse of the old organization, because it has become so clear that these organizations are not even doing anything for the common people of Africa. They are only serving the interests of states. I believe I will capture the mood of Africa. Many citizens in Africa, for example in Togo, feel like leaving ECOWAS, and in IGAD and EAC, the states are either at each other's throats or squabbling on petty things. The spat between the citizens of Kenya and Tanzania on social media caught my eye in the recent weeks. Are these signs of state versus states or citizens versus citizens? And he went further to lament and cry about so many other things, but we want to be peculiar about the Biafran struggle. So what exactly are these people doing, since Nigeria has not even signed and submitted the document for the Charter on Human and People's Rights, since they have not even signed and submitted that charter? So how do we go about all these things? These are evil people who are in government. These are people who don't even want the progress of others. These are people who, ab initio, have conditioned their mind to commit evil, to sabotage, to do criminal things against the state. We cannot continue like this, and we must now prepare our minds and fight to liberate ourselves. Thank you for listening. This is Biafra First.